Good day, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Thrive here, and well, today is a pretty exciting day to say the least. Of course, I'm sure you guys already know, but Frontier has finally announced the third DLC for Planet Zoo, and that is, of course, the Australian pack. Now, this is really cool, and in this video we're going to go over as much as we can about it from what we've seen. Now, the way I'm doing this is we're going to first start with me going over the animals, giving my thoughts on them, as this is very important to me, and then after that we're going to be looking at what the trailer has to behold in terms of architecture, the kind of vibes I was getting from it, all of that, and then we're going to end with me concluding my thoughts on it as we wait patiently for the 25th when it does launch. So, yeah, I don't want to talk too much longer. I want to get straight into this video because I have a lot to say. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's begin by taking a look at that fuzzy koala. Alright, first animal up, of course, is the koala. Now, I mentioned in my previous video, which is now back up online, that I knew what the next pack was, and I wasn't lying about that, but I shouldn't have said that. I do want to apologize for that. That was me spoiling the fact that there was a new pack, and I'm really sorry about that. I've got in touch with Frontier, and they forgave me. Everything is good now. And also, Rudy, if you ever watch this video, thank you for helping me call out my own BS, because I definitely had to. I made a stupid mistake. But, I wasn't lying, though. I did know what the pack was. Basically, 8 days ago, Frontier sent me the Australian package. And, this package was a Australian-themed box, and inside of it had a koala plushie, which many people have already posted the pictures of their own. Many people got them. I got my own, named it Kenny, and I love it. And it has the Australian, the Australian pack had its own announcement, and on a card with it, along with a tag of the in-game koala with the plushie, and they even gave me a free mouse, which was really cool. I really appreciated that. So Frontier, if you watch this video, thank you so much for handing me that. It was amazing, and definitely made my 8-day wait more worth it, knowing that there was koala. So I did want to go ahead and talk about the koala first. Now, we don't have a whole lot of looks at any of these animals, well, except for red kangaroos, but this is like one of the only looks we have of the koala, and just from our first look of it, it looks beautiful. The model's great. Sure, it's just a channel art picture of the DLC, but sorry, not channel art, but it's the DLC art. It still looks great, though. It's one of the only close looks we have of it. Sorry. Yeah, but it does look good. I'm really excited to see the animation of it. What does this? How will it work in the game? Will it be fully arboreal like people would want? Honestly, it's probably not. It's going to be kind of like the red panda, where you're going to see it on the ground. But you know what? You just have to bite the nail and appreciate that we actually have koalas. Quite frankly, I will take them climbing on the ground and the trees in exchange for the koala. You know, I will bite the nail and I will accept how they are in the game. I think we all will. It will be worth it. And yeah, so overall, from day one of waiting, I was on board with the koala. I was excited, and so it's amazing to finally see it here in Planet Zoo. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Also, we're doing this in order from my favorite animal in the pack to my least favorite. Alright, so the southern cassowary. Now, look, we don't have a whole lot of looks at them either. The best look we have, I'd say, is through the DLC's art, and we got a couple snippets of it and its decorations in the trailer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at the end of the day, I was torn between the emu and the southern cassowary. Both had a really good chance, and I would have been happy with either one of them. Look, originally, southern cassowaries were my favorite bird, but I've spent a lot of the summer working at my local zoo's kangaroo yard, and I got to, experience for quite a while kangaroos and emus, with the cassowary being in the background as well, and overall, I just became attached to all of them, and I would have been happy with either one, and I'd say both had a pretty good darn chance. I mean, one is definitely more Australian than the other, and while we didn't get the more Australian one, because southern cassowaries live mostly in New Zealand, it still is a really amazing pick. I mean, these things are basically like dinosaurs, and are pretty much the only closest thing we're ever going to get to a dinosaur in Planet Zoo, in my guess. This is Frontier's way of giving us a dinosaur, but yeah, they're just amazing birds. They're dangerous, they're beautiful, they're solitary. It's pretty much everything I like, and I'm just stoked to have him into the game. Already from the very few glimpses we've got of it, it just looks amazing. Cannot wait to see them in action. Hoping they're going to be beautiful. Hope you guys agree too. And they're definitely my second favorite of all of these new animals. But now we're on to my third. Of course, for me, it makes sense. It is the red kangaroo. So can we just stop for a moment and appreciate the fact that Planet Zoo now has a kangaroo? That's just amazing. We have all been begging from day one for a macropod of some kind, whether that be a wallaby or another type of kangaroo. And at the end of the day, I would have been happy with any of them, whether that be a wallaby, whether that be an eastern gray kangaroo or a western gray kangaroo or this red kangaroo. I just wanted a macropod, and we got one. And I'm not surprised. This is the world's most famous macropod, the biggest macropod, and the most common in captivity. It's the red kangaroo. It was kind of inevitable, just like this pack. Very inevitable. And yeah, now we got a lot of looks at this one through the trailer, through a screenshot, channel art, and of course it looks amazing. It really does. And the animation looks smooth. It looks basically like how you'd think a kangaroo would look in Planet Zoo. Cannot wait to see the kind of power these guys have. Will they kick each other? Will they be able to jump over fences? What can they do? I'm very excited to see. And wait until we see the babies. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, by the end of the day, while I still find the koala most exciting, and of course the cassowary is my favorite bird, so it has to be up there, I still am incredibly excited for the red kangaroo. I'm sure we all are. All we have to do now is wait 5 days, and we finally got it. So, for the fourth animal, believe it or not, but it is the tank animal, we are getting blue-tongued skinks, or in this case they're calling them blue-tongued lizards, which is true, they are a blue-tongued lizard. Now look, I am one who appreciates new tank animals. I know not everybody does, but I do. I love them. I love getting a new one every once in a while with a DLC, and this is now the second tank animal, post-launch tank animal to be added. And I really like it. Now, I gotta be honest, I would have probably picked something different. Probably would have picked the frilled neck lizard, or the thorny devil, or probably even a snake would be my third guess before this guy. But it does make sense. Blue-tongued skinks are common in captivity, common in the wild, and common in zoos. It was, at the end of the day, it was a good pick. And while we don't have much of a look at it, we have this very little screenshot of its tank. I'm genuinely happy that we have any form of new lizard, because the game has a major lack of tank lizards, so this is going to contribute a lot. And yes, I do find it more exciting and more worth it than the dingo, which we'll be talking about now. And yeah, the dingo is my least favorite animal of this pack. I'm sorry for those dingo lovers out there. Look, I've got nothing against the creature itself, but I just wish, out of all the Australian animals, for the fourth habitat animal, why do they have to pick this? Why couldn't they have picked any other type of Australian animal? I would have taken anything else. Seriously, I may have even taken another second tank animal if it's worth it. I'm sorry, but I do have issues with the dingo being included. And it's really because, while yes, they are a wild breed of dog, they can also be domesticated. They also don't really look necessarily wild. It's why you never see them in zoos, because the average person who doesn't even know what a dingo is can come up to the exhibit and just say, hey, why do they have a regular dog in there? You know, and for example, my own local zoo, they have dingoes and they walk them around on leashes every once in a while, and that's it. They're not really, they're tameable. They look like a corgi and a wolf mix. They're just not what I would have preferred, and let's be honest here, it's obviously a copy and paste of the pack. I mean, of course they're going to have a copy and paste for every piece of content we get, and I can respect that because I'm sure they already put lots of money into all the other new animations. So I'm cool with having a copy and paste, but why did it have to be the dingo? There were so many other better choices. I would have taken the wombats, which, at least in terms of animation, would be a copy. You could take the aardvark animation and probably look fine. But the dingo is quite truly one of the cheapest animals in this pack, and while I'm not hating it, I hate it compared to the rest of the animals. I really wish that they had picked something else to at least finalize Australia better. You know, like, even if we still got dingoes, one final habitat animal just to round it up to an Australian pack would help, because currently now we are only going to have 2 marsupials ever in Planet Zoo, because I can pretty much guarantee you that yes, this is the only time Planet Zoo is going to be getting an Australian pack and an Australian animals. They're never going to do a sequel like people have asked for. It's really stupid, I promise you. They'll never do direct sequels to DLCs. This is it. This is what we got, and this is what we have to appreciate. Now look, I still appreciate all the animals we have here, even the dingo. I still at least appreciate it to an extent. I'm happy. I'm not going to complain any longer. I don't like to be like that. I just am willing to take what we have in life and just appreciate it, because it's not like they even had to give us this whole pack, but they did. And so, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I just wish we had at least a Tasmanian devil or a wombat or anything else besides the dingo, but whatever. I've said enough about the animals. We'll be going more in depth on them on Monday when it actually not Monday, sorry, Tuesday when the pack actually launches. So, can't wait for that. But let's now go ahead and move on to the actual trailer itself. We'll talk about the kind of stuff they showcased, the kind of vibes I'm getting, all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just play the trailer so you guys can see it for yourselves. Alright, so there was the trailer. Now, definitely getting some interesting vibes from this trailer. It's a little different from the others, I feel like. Now, I mean, for a while now, we all have had the time to speculate and envision what this kind of pack could be like. And now that we finally got it, of course, because it's not going to be the exact same we're all thinking, it's a little different, at least for me. It's interesting. They went for a bit more of a, I feel like a bit more of a more game version, you know, because it is a game. I understand that, but in my mind, I was kind of expecting to be a bit more, like, serious. It's weird. I think it's the music. The pack drives home this very interesting feeling to it, and it feels like a fun, how do I put it, very fun, colorful little Australian pack. It definitely is not up to its full extent, but I'm totally fine with that. I'm happy to have anything. The architecture, though, that's what's interesting the most, because people for a while have been speculating what kind of architecture would we get. And it makes sense now I've seen it. You know, it's like, you know, it's interesting. It's like wood and tin roofing and very down-to-earth, aboriginal kind of architecture. It's really nice, actually. I appreciate the pack, and I appreciate the kind of vibes it's giving me. It's like, this is a little bit of a different pack to Planet Zoo. I'm not too certain about pricing really quickly, because I was thinking about that. I cannot seem to find pricing on this pack. My best guess, of course, is $10, just like the rest of them. It makes sense. And it looks like we're getting a good batch of things. This is certainly more expensive, I'm sure. Like in terms of their budget, this pack probably costed more to make than the previous two, but it's still probably going to retail for $10, which is fair. But I'm just getting some very interesting vibes with this trailer. This trailer's music, the architecture, we're getting a look at the decorations. A lot of decorations, and I love it. Seriously, I love some of these decorations. They're so amazing, and just some really, really interesting architecture. I love it. This is a very... in terms of the trailer, and the architecture, and the colors, and the decorations, and the vibe I'm getting from it, it all feels unique, which it should, because it's Australia, and Australia is a very unique place. So I appreciate this, and I'm really excited to get down there and actually just start taking a look at things. The botanical pieces, I'm sure, will be amazing. Obviously, we're getting things like eucalyptus trees. We're getting staghorn plants that we've already seen in the past through teasers. Well, not teasers, but like when some pics came out about the update, you could see some of the new foliage. All of it together is its own thing. It's kind of hard to pinpoint what exactly it is, but they have created their own form of Australian theme, and it works, and it's unique, and it's giving me very exciting vibes. That's kind of what I have to say about it. Again, this is all just talking about everything else besides the animals, so there's only so much you can say through a trailer and a few pictures we've gotten. They definitely did not go as in-depth with the pictures and the revealing as they did with the South American pack. Like, the day the South American pack came out, instantly a whole bunch of pictures of all the animals, of everything was just out. But this time, it almost feels like they're teasing us a bit more. it's really awesome. Seriously, I am loving the kind of vibes this pack is giving me. It's very exciting. And that music, of course, that music is so interesting sounding. I kind of expected it to have that, you know, that aboriginal kind of, I can't make the sound, but it's it's just a unique sound to Australia. I kind of envisioned they'd have like a laughing kookaburra laugh at the very end of the trailer or something, but it was their own type of theme, and I loved it. So anyway, though, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the last part, which is my final thoughts on this entire DLC so far. Now, before I give my final thoughts on the pack, I just want to quickly read what the Steam description has to say. Here's what the final description of the Australian pack is. Welcome to the Land of Wonder. Expand your zoo and transport guests to the land down under with Planet Zoo Australia pack. Adopt 5 iconic Australian animals brought to you to life with spectacular behaviors and care for them in detailed new habitats. Use over 230 modern and recycled construction pieces to design eye-catching scenery and complete fun objectives to earn your stripes and the exciting new challenge mode. Make meaningful decisions and manage an amazing living world as you bring the grand continent of Australia home in Planet Zoo. Now, after that first big description, they list all the key features from the new animals, to the new scenery pieces, to how to master the challenge zoo, all that good stuff. I left it there for you guys to read, or you can go check it out in the description down below. So overall, guys, this was me just giving my thoughts on the pack. I just want to say that this right here is a pack that shows ambition. Absolutely. With some of their animals like koalas and even kangaroos, there is something new to be desired in this game with this pack, along with a very unique and almost their own kind of idea of how an Australian theme would go. You know, this pack, I can understand it's tricky to make, and maybe that's why we've waited so long. I don't know, but it feels like Frontier have taken the idea that people have been throwing around for a while since the game launched and have just completely made it how they feel like is best, and I really appreciate it. I love a lot of the things that this pack has shown already. The architecture is interesting, colorful, and unique. The animals, for the most part, are really amazing. Still wish we had a bit more, but you know, that's just how it is, and I'm going to appreciate the ones we have, and I'm not going to complain about the ones we don't have. And for anyone who is watching and is planning on leaving a comment for Frontier on their videos, asking where is the rest of the things they want, where is the aquatic pack, where's the aviary pack, things people continue to ask for even though Frontier keeps giving out new stuff, just don't. I promise you, making a comment asking for more isn't going to help. People just need to stop and appreciate what we have. Look, even I didn't get everything I wanted in a pack that has so much potential, and that's quite alright. You just have to learn to love what you're given, and I love a lot of things they've done. From the Southern Cassowary to the Koala to this new amazing theme that they have created. There's so much to be desired. This may just be my favorite new DLC. We just have to wait to explore. And overall, I'm really satisfied with this. Just there's definitely more to be desired, so all we have to do now is just wait for the 25th. Now guys, I don't want to bring this video any longer. I actually have some work to do, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Seriously, go down in the comments below and let me know, what do you think of this brand new Australia pack? A pack we've been waiting for so long. Let me know, has it been worth the wait? That was my big question. Is it worth the wait? For me, so far, I'd say yeah, it is. Alright, well everyone, again, for the last time, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for next week, as there will be a whole new wave of content to expect from not just me, but everybody, even Frontier themselves. So much to be loved for next week, and from this pack. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.